but we could be everything. You say it's a lie, you can't love me, just let me leave.
What's up, everybody? It's Jake here. I also go by X8. Does it matter? Not really. When I'm trying to tell you some information before this podcast happens. So listen up, okay? We've been gone for a little bit, okay? Sorry about it, but we're going to make it up to you, okay? We got Dylan Russell in the studio today. Just launched this new EP, an exhibit of my mistakes. It's currently killing over in your nations right now, playing in a playlist near you. You're currently listening to a remix of one of the songs off the EP by our boy Roostz, R-O-O-S-T-Z. Sorry if I butchered your name, bro. Sick remix. Love what you're doing. Yeah, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let the podcast do the talking because that's what a podcast is. So I will see you in a bit. See ya.
Just let me leave.
Guys, it's important. We're starting. Dylan, Russell, across from me. John, Dusty,
What's that
next to me.
What's up?
What's good, everybody? How you guys
making
doing?
a song?
You're doing good.
Or
Oh,
you doing
wait,
a
no.
rap?
First off, thanks to Dylan Russell for coming through.
Swag.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. What's
I'm
that?
so excited.
What's up?
First podcast
Yes.
ever.
So this guy is currently a heartthrob in Sweden right now.
That's the word on the street, huh?
Word on the Autobahn.
Something is going on. I don't really know what it is, but
It's happening. The world's happening right now, guys. Until we have a time machine, it's going to keep happening. So, just
It'll
think
still
about
be
that.
happening.
Correct.
But right. That's when you get into the fourth
It never
dimension stuff,
stops
man.
happening.
Anyway, guys.
Dude, let's get to it. Little wrist, big fist. I'm excited to be back in here. It's been, what, a couple weeks maybe since
Hey,
we
you know what?
recorded
First of all,
a
guys,
podcast.
I just want to say we're sorry. We had a lot to do. We were in college.
Finals
and
and-
finals.
Finals.
Really, it was more like
You know what? A
big
lot
projects.
of crying. A lot of, calling your parents like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I can't do it.
And then your dad calling you, what, dude, man up. Grow some balls.
Cowboy
You're like,
up.
All right. So, again, we're sorry. We're back. Now we're going to be on a steady schedule. It's going to be dope. It's going to be great.
Work, music, sleep,
And
drink,
Podcast.
repeat.
Yeah.
Podcast.
we're
podcast.
well hydrated.
I think we should start doing remote podcasts.
I would love to do that.
ooh,
you
Do them
know?
like at different places and stuff.
Dude,
Especially like events, like before, even
a
like a
pop-up
small
podcast?
like a little.
Yeah, like
And then we could do video with it because it'd be more interactive.
in public restrooms, just like pull up to a stall and like start asking a guy a question.
come over to my living room and do it sometime.
Yeah. From
Hell yeah.
podcast from Dylan's couch.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I
do.
think it's time to introduce our guest. I'm not going to do it well, so he's probably going to have to do it for himself. Dylan, explain to the audience,
Who art thou?
who is you?
Who art thou? My name is Dylan Russell. I am a songwriter, artist, thing from Nashville.
All around creative.
I go to MTSU. I'm a business administration major.
Fun.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. I just released an EP
we
titled "An Exhibit of My Mistakes."
An exhibit
Awesome.
of my mistakes.
Yes.
Artwork's very
I really
nice
like
for
that
by the
title.
way.
Kenzie Maroney did the photography.
I checked her
for that.
out. I think I
Shout
followed
out
her.
Kenzie Maroney.
That was
Yeah,
very.
she's
I
so
creep on
amazing.
everybody that who they work with. Go in and like check.
Oh,
them
I
out.
do the same thing.
Yeah. She's got
we
some
just,
cool work.
I mean,
Yeah.
all around the finished product that we saw at the back corner in Germantown. was
and the
Your
show.
EP release
nuts.
party
Release
was
party.
so great.
That was great.
Thank you.
I mean,
Great
I told a lot of
location,
people
too,
about
by the
that
way.
actually.
Man, a lot of work went into that show.
it looked
showed.
like it.
It
Well
showed.
done.
It looked like it.
It was nice.
I was like, wait, is Lady Gaga here?
If you weren't there, too bad. You can never do that again.
Did you video anything? Did anybody like film?
You can
anything, maybe?
recreate.
There's a couple of videos out there, but I mean, I didn't hire like a professional.
See, but you
Like,
can
yeah.
go
And I should
recreate
have.
the
I'm
experience.
surprised.
I'm like, I know, no, it was
You're thorough.
it was scheduled, but
Oh,
then
really?
it became unscheduled, so it was
Gotcha.
not necessarily my fault.
That happens quickly.
Yeah,
Great place, by the way, to choose. I mean, the back corner was
Yeah, really.
that
nuts.
venue is great.
I knew
nothing
How old
about
is
it
that
before then,
venue?
too.
It looks pretty new.
Yeah, they haven't been open for a long time.
I didn't
Their
think
drinks
so.
were insane, expensive.
They were
but
expensive, but they were
Yeah.
great.
delicious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a tab for the bands that night, and
Oh,
like
hell
by
yeah.
the time I went to go and get a drink, they're like, "Yeah, your tab's been maxed out." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Oh,
Really?
Damn.
Yeah, I
'Cause,
mean,
like-
but like the venue gave us a tab
See,
for like, and that was great of them. But like,
Yeah.
but I was like, oh hey, by the way, every person has X amount of spend per person. You can do it on food or drinks. And by the time I went up to get a drink, they're like, yeah, I mean it's already all been spent. But they're like, and you're carrying
Wow.
around a bottle of wine, so why do you even need another
Damn.
drink?
True.
See, I mean, I'm a poor college kid, so I can't afford those nice drinks. So I went to the bar,
Yeah.
and he asked me a bunch of questions about alcohol that I've never been asked before. And I was like, yeah, this like, what do you like? He's like, more of like a, like a crispy refreshment, or like, would you like a more of like, a hearty, more dark amber kind of thing. I'm like, wait, there's no beer involved at all.
Describes alcohol.
And I was like, and he was like, you want it up or down? I don't know. I was like, what does that mean? I'm scared.
Oh yeah.
So then,
that was so
so I
funny.
said like, okay, I guess up, because I thought that meant stronger. So he hands me like this girlish martini glass with like a zucchini in it, and I'm like, or cucumber, not zucchini.
Mistake. You learn. You live,
no,
you learn.
but I owned it. I drank it,
It was
and then
great.
I drank some other things, and I watched Dylan kill it on stage. By the way, your band is so fun to watch.
I thought the
Man,
same. Yeah.
let me tell you, the fact that I had those two people up there with me like meant the world to me.
That's so dope.
Those are the two most talented.
Your
people that I
keyboardist was
know.
like stealing the show, and he was trying
Yeah.
not to. It was so.
He's amazing.
He's very interesting.
Yeah.
Thomas Daniel, and one, he's a killer songwriter. Two, he's a killer vocalist.
yeah, I
Three,
heard
he's a
some of
killer
his
guy.
vocals were crazy.
He did this cover of like this mashup cover for Whitney Houston songs, and it
No
like went
kidding.
viral. It was amazing.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
So he does his own stuff too.
yeah.
Does
He's
he do original stuff as well?
yeah. He'll be coming out
that's
with a
so
project. I don't know when, but he's been working on some stuff.
Kind of waiting to release a
Yeah.
big nice one.
And then the guitarist was he looks tall.
That was my producer as
Okay.
well.
He looks
Christian,
tall.
Yeah. Okay.
Christian Fiore. That dude is, my God. One like just to look at, and then like two to work with. Like he's so amazing.
Yo, his girlfriend
Like,
was so
yeah.
freaking tall. And
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah,
It
Shout
is
out
so
to
funny.
her.
Like when we go out together, like people are like, when those two walk in, like in a room, you can't ignore it.
Because I'm
They-
6'3",
You
and
can't.
she had to be 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, and
Everybody's like, hey.
When we went on a cruise, like we'd walk past, and I would hear people be like, "Who are they?" Like, because they look like models.
Yeah.
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 Like some famous people or something.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
speaking of beautiful, where can people purchase or listen to your stuff, man?
I mean, anywhere your heart desires, really.
Any platform?
Nice.
Yeah.
Your favorite platform?
Which platform you get paid most
You don't
off
have
of?
to
You
call
know,
them out.
Title.
Do you get
Really?
the most off
Sweet.
title?
Title pays the highest percentage of royalties.
So if you have title,
No kidding.
Yeah.
repeat.
Shout out title.
But yeah, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud.
And if you're not really
Google
working
Drive.
with those, yeah, Google,
Google,
Amazon.
Amazon,
Was
yeah.
it Play? Amazon. I don't know. I think they just have it just because.
It's Amazon
It
Music.
might be
too.
on Pandora. I'm not really sure about that.
Oh yeah, Pandora's a
Probably.
weird
They
process
are.
to get. Like it has to be someone actually has to listen to it, and it has to fit within a certain.
yeah.
Like you can't have like a really out there song that's popular. It has to like fit with like 20 other
sure.
tracks
Damn.
because they have to put
That's
it-
unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, it makes
Nobody
sense
listens to
because
Pandora
It makes
anymore.
I know.
sense.
That's
I mean, as a study tool, bro, they have
For
some,
sure,
like,
no one's paying for subscription. Please.
I put it on Jazz
Tell me.
Fusion because I don't know the names of any Jazz Fusion band or songs. So it's like Pandora does the legwork for that one. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna- Oh yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I like the fact that it was I witnessed a dope performance and I saw an EP being released that was like all in house, and I just love when people can make that like very finished and polished product their own.
And that organicness of the record comes out in live performance, especially when you have people like you did with you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you can tell that like you guys had chemistry. You guys knew what what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, those two, like, it was because I originally had a band and that didn't work out, and so while I was freaking out, and Thomas was
I was freaking out.
Thomas was going to do background vocals for me, with the full band, but
Right.
but then the band didn't work out. Talented people just didn't work out, and
How soon before did you know that the band was not going to work out before the performance?
week and a half, 2 weeks.
Oh my god!
Oh, wow.
So then
freaking out.
So then I call upon Christian, and he's just like, "Listen, like you don't need a full band." And he's just like, "What?" He's like, "What are you doing?" So he's like, "How about me and Thomas just go up there with you?" And I'm like, "Wait, that's an option." Like, so
So he offered.
yeah,
Dude,
and
that's
so
so
they so we booked rehearsal space. So we had two rehearsals before the show.
Sweet.
And but it just worked so well because those two, I don't have to worry about them at all. They're professionals, they do their thing. So then it was like, oh well, now all the pressure's on me, so like I can't mess up. So, but yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it definitely showed.
There's always such thing as good stress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
motivating.
called motivation.
Yeah.
It
So-
only lasts so long for it burns you out, though.
How long did it take you to write the E EP?
Oh my gosh. I'd say probably the earliest thing
Was it 7 songs?
6.
6. Okay.
I'd say probably the like latest date that I have something from the EP on like in my phone that I started working on it was maybe in 2015.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. I still
It's your
jam.
usually the first projects, like at least for most people, are like the ones that everybody takes the most
Yeah.
time on
But
because
this
after
is-
you
Oh,
put
yeah,
out the first one,
definitely.
you gotta put
But I've released a full-length album before this.
before that.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
not up anywhere. It's a country album.
Oh, really?
yeah?
Yeah.
I
Oh, really?
My
forgot.
Missouri roots.
Did I hear any of
forgot.
that?
I doubt it.
I haven't heard it. I would like to
Okay,
hear
I
it.
thought you were
though.
playing it.
we can jam to it one night. So, but
Take
this
Dusty
one,
back home
but it
with
was
that.
once I finished that, I didn't think I was going to record another project. And then, because once I moved here, I was originally a songwriting major, and so I just wanted to be a writer.
Okay. So writing is that's just your thing
I love
in
it.
general.
Yeah. But then I was like, then it just came down like I just started using songwriting in a different way that I hadn't before. So it became like a very therapeutic thing. So I started just
Yeah.
writing for myself and what I was going through, and that's kind of where this project was born out of. And all that.
Well, the
Sweet.
type of personality that you have, you can't help but to want to become an artist if you're writing songs.
I think
mean,
so,
that just
yeah.
happens. Like, there's certain people, it's like you can write great songs, but you have to perform these. Like,
Yeah.
you have to.
Well,
It's your-
performing does something for I don't know. It's like songwriting does
Well, I
something
mean,
for
yeah.
me, and then performing that is
Right.
a whole.
And just
other
because you
like
write for
record
yourself
in general.
at the end of the day. I mean,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you
So-
write for yourself.
yeah.
might as well perform it.
And if you're not, then there's not the connection there that needs to be.
Yeah, but I mean, there are those songwriters that write for other people and do a
Right.
really good job at it
And they're those artists that can take songs written by others
and make it sound like
Yeah.
they lived
Yeah.
it.
What's up?
Drake.
I
mean, he's
was
probably-
that? Tell Tommy to be quiet back here yelling.
Hey, Tommy, shut your mouth.
Well, now
jeez.
you sound like Tommy, so everybody knows you're Tommy.
shit. You're right. Guys, I'm Tommy. Have you guys seen that movie with the guy with like the multiple personality syndrome, whatever?
Split.
Or we had like 8 personalities or something like that. Something crazy.
I
like that.
haven't.
Oh, I think
I don't
know
know
what you're
Shyamalan
It looks too
flick.
creepy.
Was it with the guy that's
Flicky.
on that movie with Angelina Jolie? It just
Yes.
went somewhere else.
Yep.
Brad Pitt.
No.
I just think
I mean,
that's
yeah,
just
that's
thought
a
it
good
was
Out,
something
out of that
that's-
description, you're correct.
Out of
Yes.
that, yeah, but it's not.
But it's
That's
not.
accurate.
Accurate.
It
Man,
also
that's
has Morgan
accurate.
Freeman.
Is it really?
Yes.
Hey, while we touched on the fact that you came here being a songwriter, right? That was your thing.
All the way
at
from
first
Missouri.
when you
Well,
came.
I
to
came
Nash.
here kind of as an artist. Well, so, all right.
I was just kind of wanting to touch on your, like your songwriting process and everything like that. Like
Oh,
that's
okay.
where I was kind of going with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, So I started coming to Nashville when I was a senior in high school to start recording the album.
Okay.
And I released my first single when I was a senior in high school.
And this was the
then-
country music.
This was country
Okay,
music,
okay.
yeah. And then from there, like I was going. Okay, so then I had an internship at the recording studio when I graduated high school.
Mhm.
So I lived in Franklin for a summer, just interning, and then I went back to Missouri for a year to go to college. But during that year, I was traveling here to record.
Okay.
And then after I released that album, like in August of the next summer, I took a semester off of school, just kind of hung out, and then I transferred to MTSU.
I'm surprised you came back. Well, just in general, like a lot of people hate.
A lot of people-
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's just hard. It's so hard to come back.
Well, a lot of
dude.
people are like, "Oh, you won't go back." I'm like, "Yeah, well,
It's kind of what
like,
pushes
I
you to
want a
go back
degree,
to,
so,
because everybody's like, no,
well,
you ain't gonna
especially
go.
when I was coming to major in songwriting, I'm like, holy crap, you can do
You
this.
can
Yeah,
do
this is
that?
a thing.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about
That's
audio production.
exactly how I was.
And it was, and once I had lived here for a little bit, I'm like, I have to like
Sold.
move back. Yeah,
Yeah. Don't you love living here?
it's
Dude,
great.
Tennessee's awesome.
I wish it
Tennessee's
was
awesome.
warmer throughout the year, but
Same.
other than that,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's great if you're trying to write some melancholy songs. You know what I'm saying? It's like it gets dark
True.
at 3:15 in the afternoon, rains or snows. There's
Man.
always traffic. So
Always
come on
traffic.
down.
there were 3
That
wrecks
hits.
on my way home last night.
Dude, what was
Wow.
that caused by?
I don't
was on
know.
24. It took
That's
me
where I was,
a
yeah.
hour and a half to get home. It was like, I mean, it was a bad wreck.
This
It
happens
was
to every episode we talk about traffic.
I know.
This is not like, and
but-
I'm fine with it.
But this
It's
is the
an
only
issue.
one.
Is it a curse?
This is the only one that I
And
saw
here
that had a
today
wreck
with your
attached
traffic
with it.
report.
It was a bad wreck.
What?
It was like,
There's a lot
dude,
of things said
I
at
saw a
once.
lot of vehicles pretty smashed up.
on both sides, like it's like someone flipped over the barrier, so like
happened.
both sides of traffic were just stopped at the same place, and there's just cars everywhere. You're like,
Well,
well,
he passed you.
I'm sure, King Kong or
Somebody came through
Godzilla
here.
came
A UFO
through.
crashed down there. So
Hey, Tommy, look up King Kong real quick. All right,
Tommy's our assistant.
yeah. Hey, fuck you. All right, so, bleep. What's your favorite aspect of Nashville as far as the culture not pertaining to music? Okay, because I know it's like heavily music oriented, but there's like some quirks out there that I enjoy, and I feel like a lot of us have probably picked up on it. But
dang it, I was just about ready to say something that involved music. I was like, oh
well,
wait,
I mean,
no.
not
I
like
mean, go
how
ahead
about
with that too.
how about
yeah.
not directly making music?
house shows.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
That's pretty. That's a good one.
That is like the
Yeah,
most.
yeah.
That is the coolest thing ever.
That
Okay,
doesn't happen
well,
outside of
y'all,
Nashville.
It's mainly in
you need to
Murfreesboro.
keep me up to date on some of those because I've missed a lot of good house
Man,
shows,
it is just
especially
like
recently.
the most interesting group of people in one building that I ever see.
Is it how relatable is it to the festival crowd?
That's
No,
like
different,
it's
100%
not
different.
It is, but the diversification is where I think it's similar.
Attitude and behavior are
And-
so different.
Well, you
there.
have to be because you're in someone's
Right.
house. But
Well, you'd be surprised.
Yeah,
Like
You
there
know
is
why
no
they-
way I would ever let someone throw a house show in my house. Ever.
no way. Mm-mm.
no.
No.
I heard about some of the things that happened at MPD. Shout out MPD. That was going on, and they stopped for a while. There were some foul things that happened.
The last one I was at, there was a girl that put a marijuana reef in her hair.
What do you mean?
I'm
Like a reef?
Like her friend was taking it out of the bag and like putting like the nugs around the top of her hair. And it was just
Oh
like-
my god!
I have a video of it. Oh yeah, it's
That's
ridiculous.
awesome.
Really cool girl. We hung out all night. She's really nice. But
Wow.
I mean, hey,
Can't wait to see that.
do you?
yeah, it was like, and I was just sitting there, and I'm like, what is going on? I don't know. It took a moment to grasp.
Those are some of my favorite moments in life when you're just like you see something, you're like, I need some time to process this real quick.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. What was that?
Yeah, that'll happen. There'll be plenty of those at house shows.
It's like kind of more introverted people than
Mm-hmm.
what festivals are, I feel like.
Okay.
yeah, but it
Makes
gives them a
sense.
chance to kind of let loose.
Because
Yeah.
they're still in the
So
house.
then they kind of, I feel like then some of them don't really know how to handle it all the way. and
Oh
they
yeah,
just
because when introverts start
go
talking,
crazy.
Oh, and yeah. I mean, but I love it. I just love, and like, I feel out of place at house shows.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude.
And I don't mean that in a bad way.
Right.
I mean, and I kind
You
of like
love
it
it,
because,
yeah.
you know, I don't feel out of place a whole lot, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, it's like that place where I'm like, I'm just going to stand in the corner and I'm
This
going to
is
listen to the
different.
music. And, yeah. It's great. I will go to a house show any day, anytime.
That's awesome. I want to see New Suede at a house show. That's
Let me
what I
tell
wanna
you.
see. Did you see
that
him?
band. Yeah,
Did you
I
see
saw
him?
the
You
last
saw
house
the recent?
show.
Okay,
The
Shout out
last
New
2
Suede.
house shows
I've heard a
went
lot
to,
about that.
I went for New Suede.
Shout out to Alex
Shout
and
out
Ramsey
Chandler.
for helping me.
Yeah,
get
all
a
those
Hundies
guys
on
are
my
very talented. Love them
marketing
all.
project. He's in New Suede.
Who is he in New Suede? What's he do?
He's a drummer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alex
I know
is how
who
I
he is. I just
know.
don't know the name. I know the face.
Rocking the long hair.
I don't know if I've actually ever met him or not, but
He's
really
crazy good at guitar.
Super chill.
I know the face.
Alex?
I think
No.
we're friends on Facebook.
Who is the guitarist?
Chandler?
No.
No, that's the
He's
singer.
See who I need to see him
hold on.
live?
I'm friends with
I
all
have
of them.
problems.
Shout out
with
New
that.
Suede. We're butchering
Yeah.
it.
Shout out
Yeah,
New
they're-
Suede.
Yeah.
Their guitar
fans, we don't
player
know
is
nothing.
ridiculous. Like, so good, so good.
They're great. I've listened to their songs, but I ain't seen them play.
They're nice.
Well,
Dylan was
that being
totally
said-
fangirling on.
dude, I love how there's like bands that are just local that I'm seriously like fangirling over, which is so funny because like
That's dope.
because they're not big and you know they're not like I know them personally, but at the end of the day like you just sit down and like they're
I'm
playing,
the, bro,
Yeah.
I'm the
They're
same
playing.
way with
Oh, it's
like
that song.
even producers in around here. Like, no shit. I was lightweight like that with you before I hung out with you every day. Now I'm used to hearing your shit all the time. But like, I was always
Aw.
excited when I heard you putting out a track or like
Am I, like
Stir Fry.
heroin to you.
I was the same
Stir
thing.
Fry.
The first
Stir
time?
Fry, dude. Like,
his
I'm the
music
same way
just
with
makes
him.
me
Like
smile.
Khaki. Like I don't even know
It's
Khaki,
so
but
great.
like I'm
Most
always
definitely.
listening to their shit. And Misk or Miscellaneous.
That's what like it's the craziest thing. Like having friends that like I hang out with
Yes.
in Nashville, but then like when they have a show, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm so excited. Like
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
just because they kill it and they're
I hope
so
they
talented.
I hope they shake
Yeah.
my hand on stage. I hope it.
Well, you think they're gonna take a selfie with me?
Oh, I gotta hope. I hope.
Where's that picture?
That being said,
What's being said?
I wanted to say congratulations on the EP
Oh,
yet
yeah,
again.
congratulations.
It's on Spotify.
What's your next plan?
Title.
My next plans, apart from
Possibly
I mean, as-
remix. We talk about remix
yeah.
stuff.
some more remix stuff.
And you have that
Roost.
great remix out
Yeah,
now
shout out
by
Roost.
who?
Have the Roost, this French producer remix.
How do you spell that?
ROOSTZ.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, I think that's right. And yes, this French producer remixed "Let Me Leave," and it's doing really well.
That's good.
So, and then he has another remix of one of my songs coming out later.
That you played for us earlier,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I like that.
yeah.
Not that I don't like the one that's out now, but I was kind of hyped when you played this one. Today.
Okay, awesome.
That's dope.
I'm
Yeah,
glad you
for
guys like
sure.
it.
Knock, knock
yeah.
it.
It's different than
Jake,
the
you
first
can't
one,
hear
which I like.
Knock, knock.
X8, you can't hear it.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Seg.
Wait, hey. Oh, Seg who?
All right, you ruined it. Anyway, speaking of remixes, okay, so my favorite thing is to peel back the veil on the industry. I'm gonna pick Spotify today.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys know the song "Calling Me," written by I'm trying to remember her.
Calling me.
Starly Hope.
Starly Hope.
No, I thought it was the
Did she write it by herself?
the Prids. Yes, it was hers, but it didn't do anything when she released it. Okay, probably like a year ago.
Okay.
Okay, but an Australian Australian DJ called Ryback, okay, Ryback, and he remixed it, and it got like, within a couple months, like 336 million plays. Wow. Okay, and they're like, Spotify was like, okay,
Wow.
how'd this happen?
This had no action.
Because like it had a song in it that was not doing anything, and it had a DJ that was remixing it that wasn't that popular. So why'd this take off on playlist? Now, what's playlist? What do you think when I say playlist? Basically, like just what comes to mind?
Well, either
On
a
Spotify.
Spotify curated playlist or
Just playlist in general.
oh, like what comes to mind?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Just-
Rap Caviar and
Yeah.
like top.
Oh, like the
50
titles of
and,
Or,
like,
I mean, I just think of a catalog of songs.
Yeah.
That switch in and out. That kind of
some
feel that
feel
fit,
the same stuff out.
fit a emotion or event or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, like working
or
out
genre,
something.
whatever, just whatever it is.
Similarity.
Now, playlists are becoming huge in as far as like
They're creating jobs even.
yeah. So I got the chance to meet with the top hit playlist and then the hip hop caviar guys.
Wow.
And really cool dudes, but they like jumped on the ship super early, and now they're getting paid by Spotify to make songs. Now you think like, how do you make a playlist? Oh, I just gotta. They're probably just searching on
Make
the interwebs.
songs or make playlists.
Playlists, songs.
Yeah, you're good though.
Whatever. Each to his own. So basically, they you think they just be like on the interwebs, just trying to find the coolest song or whatever, just trying to scope out. Well, actually, it's data. They use data to make these playlists.
Yep.
So what that means, basically, what they can do from there is they guessed that this song, her original song, was probably going to be a successful hit, like probably top 80 on the Billboard 100.
Like the regular song by itself?
By itself. Okay.
But it wasn't doing anything.
Right. Now, Spotify said they could prove it, but they weren't going to.
Oh, wow.
Because obviously once you show somebody how to do it, everybody can do it. So but they said they proved it. What do you guys say?
Could it be through like, could it be like the people that put out the song or like had connections with the original song had like an inner, like inside the industry connection, and that's how they knew that it was going to pop, and they told Spotify that?
So
Could
here's
that be like
here's
something? Because
where
I know people get their
I'd
stuff
say
on there
it's
sometimes
probably
by knowing
like
people.
listening habits.
Here's where shit gets gonna get wonky, fellas.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'm glad
you
I'm
guys,
sitting down.
You guys, yeah. Hey, Dusty, sit down. What are you
Brace
doing?
yourself.
Sit. There you go.
Okay,
Tommy,
He's
sit
on
down.
the edge of
It's
his
Tommy.
seat.
All right. So I don't know why I keep saying Tommy's voice and his voice. Anyway, so CAPTCHA, like those things you get to click, like, hey, when you're about to buy something on Amazon, or when you're about to, just like any, like those weird letters that are all scrambled up. That you have like, all right, type in.
I am not a robot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So what those are basically safe keys, right? So you have to, you know, whatever. Now you just think it's just extra protection. It is. It's hard to hack, but what it actually could be, because recently Google just put the new captchas of like, hey, pick all the pictures that have letters or a wheel in it, or like
Yeah.
So those, it's machine learning. We are teaching a machine how to learn. So there's algorithms that can teach, that can learn. It's very slow, but they can now like give us a bunch of different pictures and say, hey, which one have cars in them? It doesn't know, and they're saying, wait, but that one has like just the wheel in it. So is that a car? But that one just has like the windshield in it. Is that a car? I guess it's part of a car. That's what we're teaching it. And like the same with the numbers and like handwriting and all this kind of stuff. So we're teaching it. So basically what Spotify's doing now is learning our
Playlist clicking habits?
Our listening habits. When we listen to our song, how long we listen to a song, what part of songs do we skip to, and
That's in depth.
Right.
That is super in
So
depth.
I'm
that's
sure it
where
goes
I
even
think
more
they
in
would be
depth.
getting their data from. Which in that case, yes, they can prove it.
That's great.
100%.
So they can. That's how they're pushing certain songs based on people's listening habits.
Yeah.
Yeah, as
And
a
isn't
whole.
that cool that like this is kind of, I don't know. No, I guess it's,
I think it's.
would it be the first time that listening habits have been studied into this much depth?
I would
not
say
by
because-
humans. Yeah.
Or
Because
or
it's
were
the
they
first
able to
time
do
that you
stuff like
can-
that through radio, as in like how fast you change the station?
Yeah,
and
but as
stuff
soon
like
as
that.
the internet came
but
out,
this
it blew
is-
everything
this
out
is
of the
going
water,
directly
You
probably.
get so many more points of data from
the internet.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This is the most defined listening habit
study.
study there's been.
Yeah, that's really cool.
so
That's
so
really
that
cool.
when next time you use
And
software
also
on the
that
internet,
computer shit, that's crazy.
when you're given so when you're ever given information out to a company or doing something that, just think about it, they're probably using you as a tool
Oh yeah.
to help them out, which is
I'm over getting mad about it.
I'm not mad about it.
I used to. It used to just kind of piss me off, and
I
then
hate-
my
I just want to know when I get
had,
paid my professor fee.
When I had Professor Bast, the management teacher, he was like, we were watching it walk. You know him?
Yeah.
And we were walking through, or he was like, we were going through something, and he was like, if you guys think for a second that when you walk through the store, they're not picking up information and sending you ads and emails and stuff for those products that are in those stores that you're shopping in, he was like, you guys are crazy. And that's like the very like surface of all that stuff, right?
I worked at
And there were
Kroger.
people in class, and they were like, what?
Jake from Kroger.
What? Like they get information off my phone from going through this? Yes.
Kroger's
How do you?
crazy with that, bro.
Yes.
The
We
Kroger
spent
card.
30 minutes talking about Taco Bell today. Taco Bell ads will start popping up.
I wonder if we do it in the podcast.
Do you have,
as
like,
they
Hey
start
Siri
like
on?
wanting to
If
promote
that
on
happens,
our podcast.
then we better get a damn sponsor.
Hey, I'm gonna be talking about Taco Bell about every week, like we do traffic. If that happens,
Shout out Taco Bell for supplying. You don't know what that means. You can't say that. You just can't. You can't blurt out foreign language.
But the good thing
it doesn't
is,
even mean something that you know how to translate.
Oh
Okay,
my gosh.
it's way over your heads.
Taco
Guys are
Bell, all we
tripping.
need is a translator.
You know what? They need to bring back the dog first off. The Chihuahua dog.
The thing was, I
Wait,
don't know
yeah.
how they found a Chihuahua that wasn't like shaking and looked like it had a seizure all the time. That's like impressive.
Yeah, it's very, well, it's like new,
My
newborn.
great grandparents had a whole collection of those like little dogs.
Taco Bell dogs.
wait.
All in different costumes, and like each one would say
I still don't
different
know if they're
things.
real or not. Are they real dogs?
No, like stuffed
Okay.
animal dogs.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't. Okay, I thought you.
Oh, like a whole collection
what?
of chihuahuas. No. Yeah, it was a
Stuff.
cool. I
Meemaw's
played with it
crazy.
every time I went over there.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
they
cool.
used to give those
Awesome.
out all the
I
time.
need to find out where this went.
Yeah, I'm trying to cop one of those.
Hey, Taco Bell.
Quiero Taco Bell.
El quiero. But yeah, so that's my little spiel for today.
Oh yeah, and we didn't really kind of touch on what you want to do next, besides like remixes and stuff.
Oh,
I know we jump all over the place, but hell, it's our podcast.
Yeah,
we can do
no.
what we want, right?
That's
We
the
got
way it
little
should
wrists
be.
and big
Yeah.
fists. You
Not
know what
knowing
I'm
what you
saying?
know with the internet.
I'm just hey, and shout out to this podcast. You know what? It's episode
Yeah.
what 6?
well,
6.
yeah, 6.
Shout out
yeah.
to
I'm
the
just
people
hyped.
listening to us
like,
right
yeah,
now.
Yeah.
everybody, thanks. Like this is dope. We got
This
over
is
1,000
fun.
downloads now. You know,
Awesome.
like feeling good about it.
Can we just take a
Yeah, it's
moment
great.
and just speak to the people out there real quick? Hey guys, good.
Saw it.
You look good. Doing
You look
good, man.
freaking
Doing
great.
good.
Have you looked in the mirror in the past 5 minutes?
If
If
you're
not,
regretting
go
the
ahead and
decisions you made during finals
Just
week,
You should.
we all are.
Forget
Yeah, I
about it.
do.
So just go on about your life. Have a good
And
summer.
for the people that are just grinding it every day,
You
keep
know?
just grinding it every day.
I mean, you're probably gonna have a stick of gum in your
Yeah.
pocket when you do laundry
Yeah.
one time this summer.
And
It's
wh-
gonna get
and
all
while
over
you're
your
just-
clothes.
And while you're
It's all
chilling this
good.
summer, listen to Dylan's EP.
Facts.
An
While you're trying
exhibit
to get
of
the gum off your
my
clothes, Dylan's EP is a highly
An
recommended
exhibit
playlist.
of my. An exhibit of my.
Stay.
After the third one.
Oh my!
What
I
is
was
the,
so worried about that title. Like
Why?
I didn't know.
Why?
No,
It
I
sounds
like
good.
I went back and forth on it forever.
Like you could do a show paired with an art show. I know it's already kind of been done by Jay-Z.
No, that
but
was also in the works. It was
That's-
something that
that would be.
I
I
thought was
still
going
wouldn't
to
forget
happen.
I would
about
be
it.
there.
I think there's a
Maybe for
famous
the remix.
symphony called by Tchaikovsky
Ooh.
called
Chai.
Paintings in an Exhibition. Painting. It's one of my favorite openings to a symphony ever. That sounds like really nerdy and like I need help. But
No, that's cool.
you need to look it up right now because you're gonna be crazy. Tommy, get out. All right.
Where did Tommy come from?
I don't know, man.
I named him, and Jake
I kinda
spawned
like
him over all the episodes. Whenever he blurts out anything, that's Tommy. That's just Tommy.
That's
Oh my
Tommy.
gosh.
He's gonna stay around.
We may have to think.
Tommy.
No, he needs to stay around. I'm not paying him though.
No.
Sorry.
Tommy's not getting paid. That's for damn sure.
Okay, dude. What's next
Oh yeah, what's next?
for Dylan Russell?
For Dylan Russell, just right now I'm trying to
Enjoy summer.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I like to travel and whatnot, but as far as music goes, I'm kind of devising a way to capitalize on some things right now,
Cool.
and then
Is this some NDA stuff? Non-disclosure? Oh, we're gonna get some hot tips.
I mean, it's just more of just planning where the music is being listened to and
Mhm.
where
Yeah.
it's doing well and trying to.
You're certified,
capitalize
right?
in those
On
areas.
Spotify?
Yeah.
How do you like their analyzer?
It's pretty
program.
cool. Yeah. I'm excited for the day when Spotify gets to the point where I can see specifically which users are listening.
I don't know,
to it.
dude. I think that's just too valuable
SoundCloud does
of
it.
data to give out.
It's worth.
I know they can do
a lot
it.
of money.
They're screwing up because, I mean, they're giving a lot of data for. I mean,
Does
it is $50.
Apple Music
a
give
year.
anything good
No,
at all?
I don't think so.
No, they don't even.
Well, I mean, I also get like some analytics like through my distributor too. So
Right.
it's-
But you don't have a distributor. Is it just through like your aggregator, like TuneCore?
Yeah. But I mean,
CD
but
Baby.
TuneCore will give you some pretty nice analytics. It's
Well, but is it
Cool.
about the platform as a whole, or like?
as in you can break it down to what platforms, what song specifically, what country, and then you can see
Wow.
like within the country or like sometimes
Region?
one time I looked like specifically what states or not like what cities within states were listening and stuff.
Because
Heck yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do because VPNs are becoming popular now too. Because you know that bill just got passed.
Clarify for those who
Hold
don't
on,
know.
I'll get there. You know that bill got passed that they can sell your internet history now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
I'm
right.
so turned
So
about that.
VPNs is like I think it's I don't know what it stands for. It just scrambles your IP address, so like you can just choose wherever in the world
Oh
you want
yeah.
to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're gonna collect data or like
Yeah,
get
that's
around
true.
that.
Is everybody getting them?
Well, I would highly
Where's yours
highly
coming from?
recommend. What?
Where's yours? Coming? Did you get
There's
one
a
yet?
just look up actually look up the YouTube
Did
channel.
you get one yet?
No, well, I
Don't
gotta
give
save
them the
up.
exact.
It's 10.
I think that we should sell Anthony Weiner's browsing history.
Ooh, what is it? Not, well, it's already being sold, right?
But
Does
yeah.
he even
Yeah,
use the
sure.
internet? That's probably he doesn't use the internet, so that's probably why.
This is a black market, dude. or black dark web. I
Gosh,
said black
darn
market
it!
is 1950s.
I mean, with the VPN scrambler, you can get on the dark web now.
Ooh.
On the dark web.
If you know how to get on.
I'd like to get on the dark web. sometime. Actually, that stuff freaks me out. You
Yeah.
can really get into some weird
There's
stuff.
some
on there.
crazy. I mean, I've never
We
personally
talked
been,
about
but
that
I've
with your
heard people
dad.
talking
Yeah.
about the dark web.
So on these VPNs and whatever.
You can find like the map
Yeah.
to Atlantis.
What are
What
you
was
talking
the
about?
lead up into that? About
I want to go to
Spotify?
Atlantis now.
Data.
Oh yeah, so yeah, they're giving away a
you
lot
don't know
of
how they're gonna collect it.
right. So I don't know how they're gonna collect it, and like right now, that's like single points of data, which is literally a person. So like
Yeah.
who listened to what or who transact with what. That's literally like the most useful information there is right now. Like because with that you can find out whatever you want. And now companies are kind of like chunking these information together and then selling it as smaller pieces. So like zip codes or whatever states, whatever. So but Spotify or SoundCloud, I mean they just gave away their largest data point for $50 a year, which to the
Is
consumer.
that how much Pro is?
Mm-hmm. And
Did it go down?
Ultimate Unlimited or Ultimate Pro.
Wait.
I didn't know there's
There's
different
three.
ones.
There's
Do
three
you have
packages.
SoundCloud
The
Pro?
free.
Oh, I don't know. And SoundCloud is something I just recently started using.
I'm
like-
glad that you're on there though.
Yeah,
That's
I mean
good.
it's going great, but it's like I don't know. So I don't do the pro. I will eventually, but
Yeah, I mean you get who listens to your tracks the most,
mhm.
not who listens
you
to
get individual users.
but you
Nice.
don't get all of who listen to it. So it has to be a person. You get your super fans out of it. You get your top 20 super fans.
Well, that's
But
right.
shows
valuable.
you
Right.
your market.
That's worth $50 a
Right,
year.
right. Because I mean, I always whoever's listening to my stuff the most, I just hit them up with a little message like, "Yo, appreciate it, man, love it."
yeah.
They usually
Yeah.
reply back, "Oh, dude, my bad. Had my computer off, just kept looping."
Oh my
Got
gosh.
stuck on your playlist, dude.
I've like since the remix came out, I've had a lot of new followers on SoundCloud. And
Sweet.
So I like send each one a message like, "Hey,
That's
thank you
dope.
for following me."
Yep.
And I I don't know if we speak the same language or not, but thank you so much.
There might be a
can't
translate
tell.
button.
I don't. Well, I don't know. I
Yeah.
think
People
SoundCloud
translate
translates it for you.
Oh, that's great.
Because like I don't think that many people speak English, and like when you look at somebody's page, it's like there's no way they're gonna speak good English. But like translate it, somewhat
nice.
broken, but it's like
yeah.
you
it's
know,
there.
yeah. So
That
I don't know.
works. And you can just type it into Google now and translate it anyway.
Copy
so.
paste.
Have you guys heard that
Work.
world language called Globish?
No,
No,
what does
is
it
it
sound like? I hope you know at least 5 words.
It's English, but only 1,000 word vocabulary.
Oh, okay.
So
that would
That's-
challenge the
that's-
songwriter. That would be kind of fun.
That'd be- yeah, I'm
for a
dead.
day.
I'm only
For a
writing
day.
songs in Globish from now on.
yeah. So that's like everybody can now.
Is that your
speak
next project now?
Yeah, Dylan Russell's new EP, Globish.
Globish. I don't think Globish is one of the vocabulary words. Though.
Just make
But
it
I want
like
a few extra
make it look
H's on
a
it, like Globish.
Globish.
like one of those Instagram girls.
Globish. Yeah, just make it 2 words for your title.
Globe.
And just have it
Bish.
have a picture of you glowing. Really
Yes.
bright.
No, I want a picture of me looking like a globe. Like
Like
that
a-
girl from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when she blows up like a blueberry.
Yeah.
That's what I want to look like.
That's-
Violet,
Yo.
you're turning violet.
Hey, I
See-
got Photoshop.
I mean,
Dusty
like,
could
dude,
do
the
it.
new Willy Wonka was like it was dark, but it was like all on the table.
Ooh.
Whereas like the old one, it was super happy, but there's like some dark.
It was
stuff
like
happening in the
it
background.
was happily
Oh,
demented.
Yeah.
I
So
liked, but I don't know which one I like better. I like
I like the
Johnny
first
Depp a
one.
lot.
I like the. I, like
Donnie,
the
I just
second
enjoyed
one.
watching Depp just lose it.
Well, he's broke now. So.
Yeah, he just
Yeah,
lost
supposedly he
all
just lost-
$655 million
you hear about
hairs
that?
he had.
No.
He had a $30,000 a month champagne or wine budget.
Yeah, and his monthly
I would like to get in on
bills.
that.
Yeah, his monthly
Dylan, don't
bills
even
totaled
start.
$2 million.
Yeah, do not get me started on
He
wine.
spent $70 million
drink that chocolate
on
wine?
buying houses and
I'm not
renovating
touching that.
them. 15 houses.
Well,
This man just went crazy with his money after
wait,
his
so he couldn't
divorce.
sell the houses back? That's a lot of assets right there.
That's a lot of.
Well,
and
yeah,
he
but
had-
the bank might own the house.
yeah, but the bank,
oh, so he couldn't
yeah.
sell them before he went
So
bankrupt?
he had
Did he go
basic-
bankrupt?
He had little to none. He's going bankrupt. If he pulls his way out of this one,
That's
he's
horrible.
Johnny Depp. But
How, dude?
If he pulls his way out of this,
I think it's hilarious because like how actors make money is so funny. Because like my cousin's out in LA right now, and like literally he just like has a bunch of checks on his table. It's like, all right, I need to go buy some groceries. Just picks up a check. So you get mailed royalty checks.
yeah.
It's
See,
just-
he thought he had money that he didn't have because
Yeah.
his newest biggest movie release was the sequel to Alice in Wonderland,
Oh.
and it
Flopped.
lost Disney millions of dollars.
See, what had happened was the way my bank account set up. You know, I got a
Well,
savings
I had
and
to
a
spend
checking.
it.
You know, someone like that doesn't even know how much money they
No.
have. Really, they may know the
That's
top
why
dollar.
That's why you
Verify
stay
your
away from
account.
sequels, man.
Nah, bro. I mean, Johnny Depp. I mean, like how 15, 16 years old when he started acting.
I don't know.
He's been.
He'll come back.
Yes.
He's been
He'll
world
be okay.
famous.
Oh yeah,
for-
he'll be okay.
He's Johnny
it's
Depp.
Johnny. It's
Yeah,
Johnny
he'll
Depp.
be all right.
Fellas.
I'll send him a little money every month from what I can scrounge up if I need to, because that's how much I love Johnny Depp.
I mean, he already
Him
looks
and
homeless as
Leonardo.
is. So I mean,
Here's to help you
he's just
towards your
living
wine
out his
budget.
Nobody will know any different.
Just come over and drink wine with me, Johnny.
Yeah, there you go.
$30,000 in champagne
Wine
wine.
doesn't really make a difference at that point.
You're
I mean, there's some expensive bottles of wine out there. Like,
Would
you know,
you say
$1,200 bottle.
alcoholic?
Whoa.
No,
Yeah.
Rum
Maybe.
Diaries, bro.
or is he just buying really, really, really expensive
Both.
bottles of wine?
you have to be an alcoholic if you're spending that much, unless if he was just
Like for
building
parties
up
and
a
stuff.
hell of a wine
cellar.
Because
cellar.
even that,
Yeah.
like, that could probably get him out of debt. I mean, that's
If
like
he-
gold.
Maybe so, yeah.
That's literally like a
if
gold
he's
cellar.
buying the right stuff, yeah.
That
Yeah.
could pay my tuition for.
Oh, that could buy your family, bro.
But he could also like be buying things that he thinks will be expensive in like
Yeah,
5 years or something.
and apparently he has
investments,
like
so.
200 pieces of artwork.
Ooh.
Yeah, he could
Sell
probably
that.
sell a bunch of
Yeah,
stuff.
like he
He'll be
really could
fine.
sell so many things.
Artwork's a weird thing.
So
It's
when are you
like-
gonna get famous and go bankrupt, Dylan?
And
just like do it all
hopefully
over,
soon.
like all the.
If I ever
Yeah.
have the money to buy art, like just blow money on art,
What's
I
your
think
first art piece?
Basquiat
There you
all
go.
the way.
Wow.
Are you an art fan?
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat.
That's what's up.
Have you heard of his EP? Have you heard of his EP title?
Nope.
That all.
What is it,
derives from-
Dusty?
An
What is it?
exhibit-
Nope.
Dusty.
Yeah. What is it?
An exhibit of my mistakes.
you like made him feel guilty for saying it. What is it?
I would bring Norman Rockwell back from the dead and make him do a portrait with me.
I might empty my bank
Perfect.
account and buy that boy with a pipe.
Wait, who's that by? Ah,
It's it's a Frank Ocean song. They talk about it in Frank Ocean song.
Anything else that you might want to touch on before we wrap schnit
How long
up?
do we go till?
we can go
However
however
Go
long you
for
want, man.
however long. We usually stay about 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
To
an hour.
Okay.
We've done, that one we did for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Leo. Hey, you know what Leo say? Tell you know.
Let's
Shout out, Leo.
let's ask a couple more questions about like just the songwriting process and
But yeah, because y'all didn't really
and
chat
let's-
about that a lot.
first
I gotta get
off-
some water. I'll be back.
yeah. First off, I want to see what your favorite song off your EP was. Your personal favorite.
I think every song on there has something special to me in it. I mean, they're all
It's
special.
it's a part of.
I
your
don't
imagine.
think I have an initial favorite one. I think I have like favorite lyrics and stuff
Okay.
like that, but not necessarily just like a favorite song as a whole.
So could you say your favorite lyric in the whole AP, or your top two?
Yeah, probably. I think one of the top ones is "Office Say You Don't," and it's "You can't turn it off. you can't make it stop what you feel for me, 'cause even when you pray, you whisper my name.
Yeah.
I'm all that you need.
I remember that line. Yeah, that's a dope line.
I really like that one. And then, let's see, what other one? Yeah, off of Love Him, which is the last song on the EP. The second verse is, I kiss the illusion to feed my delusion, holding on to what I think is trust, not knowing when to give up. That's I really
Deep.
like that.
Hashtag
Deep. Groove for thought.
Voyager deep.
Okay, so I know it comes primarily from like your life experiences.
Yeah.
But what are other inspirations you draw from when songwriting?
Traveling.
Traveling.
That's a big
Great
one.
question.
So many ideas come to me when I'm just traveling and frolicking around a city
Yeah.
that I haven't been to before. And
Are you
stuff.
more of a urban voyager or more of like a native or not,
Vagabond.
national
Um,
park or what?
A
What's
little
your-
bit of both. I'd like to go hiking
word.
about once a month at least, just to because I did grow up on a farm and
Yeah.
then moving here, it's like I need my nature fix every once in a while. So I like doing that, but then also, but I love like going into a city and just kind of seeing
I
what
feel.
Soaking
can
it
get
all in.
into.
Exploring,
Yeah.
see
Going
what kind
where
of
you think, hey,
what weirdness, like what will happen if I go into that bar, and
looks peculiar.
what would happen if I struck up a conversation with that person, and and things happen and it gets weird sometimes, but it's so much fun.
See, that's
For
an
sure.
optimistic what if question. I always ask the negative what if. What if that guy punches me? I'm not gonna talk to him.
Well, sometimes you do get choked out in a bar, which has happened to me. Or
Wow.
Ouch.
yeah, that was
Damn.
a big old ogre man too. Wasn't fun.
Shrek.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was in the
crazy.
bar for less than 120 seconds from the
That's
time I
crazy.
walked in the door to the time I got choked and walked out.
That's impressive. That's not bush
That's
league
a record.
numbers. I mean, it took me a couple hours to get kicked out of a bar.
I didn't
Same.
get
I
kicked
think I
out
spent
even
30
though I was
minutes
like,
in
well,
one.
I'm leaving. I don't want to
You
hang
kick-
out with
kick
this
yourself
guy.
out.
No, not at all. So, at what point did you realize, or why did you realize you didn't want to pursue writing country music?
Oh, I still love writing.
You
country
still
music.
love it, so you still write it. You just didn't feel.
Yeah,
that
I
as
wrote
you
a country song this morning with a girl. Yeah.
Sweet, yeah,
Hey.
So, but as in recording it,
yeah.
I knew I wanted to do something different by the time I finished up the album, my first album,
Yeah.
the country album. And
What was the title of that?
Keep Me in Mind. So I knew that if I were to ever record something else after I finished that one, then it was going to be different.
Yeah.
But then I just wanted to write after that. So
Did
I
it
think-
change? Did it change your songwriting process?
yeah, for sure.
Process or content?
Both.
Both.
I
I
would
know
say.
content's
Sure.
gonna change, but
Yeah, my process. I mean, still a big part of my process is just muse driven, is what I
Mhm.
call it.
Yeah.
When these ideas and chord progressions and stuff just come to me out of nowhere, and then, but now, I mean, I think just working on my songwriting changed my technique.
Yeah.
Now I
getting more seasoned and writing
Yeah,
with other people and learning what you
for
can and
sure.
can't do and stuff
yeah,
like that.
and editing, I go back and dig and dig and dig, and just ask those tough questions
Yeah.
that you know the answer to sometimes, but you don't want to be honest with yourself because
Yes.
that might mean you spend another 3 hours trying to get one line
Yeah.
in
Yeah. It's
and a
crazy.
verse. But
it is good, but
It can be better.
You know it can be better.
yeah. So a lot of that, and then once it came down to starting to record again, I did Nathan Gott and I don't know if you guys know who he is.
Mm-mm.
He's so talented. One of my best friends. So we wrote "Don't Drop Me Now" and kind of did a rough, a demo to it in his dorm room, and then we recorded it at my friend's house.
Mm-hmm.
But then around that time, I started writing with Michael McQuaid, and he was like, hey, you should talk to Christian, because that Christian did Michael's EP. And so once I had a meeting with Christian, then I was like, okay, like this is the route I'm going. So kind of started from scratch again and went at it.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Boom.
Yeah, he did you justice on that EP.
How different was it to see your songs go from acoustic to this big atmospheric pop EP?
I mean, I kind of knew that's what
Where
I
you
wanted
were
to do with
headed.
it while I was writing it.
Yeah. How do you think those who didn't know where you were going with it felt when they heard it when you released it?
Well, when I was trying to explain it to people didn't get it at all.
Right,
And
right.
it's still hard for me to explain it to someone without hearing it. But like a couple of my friends were like, after it was released, they're like, listen, like, I'll be honest with you, I was really worried that like this wasn't going to come out well and all that. And I'm like, I understand, because, you know, I had that worry a lot too, just writing it and all that. But then they were like, but you pulled it off, I guess. I'm like, well, thanks.
Yeah.
But
I think the lyrics translate really well.
I think I wanted it to be a very lyrical driven project.
Yeah.
Because lyrics are so important.
I
to
think
me.
that's all that really should matter
it's
anymore.
Yeah,
Not
it's
all
a big,
that should
big part
matter,
of it.
but-
Yeah.
Drake like boom boom.
So, but that was.
Jake go boom boom. Is that what you said?
Maybe.
Maybe.
But it was a very natural. Change from acoustic guitar to that, because there's acoustic guitar on.
Mm-hmm.
I think like 5 out of the 6, tracks on there. So it's and that was another thing that I really wanted to do was play acoustic guitar on it.
Dope.
So that was a big learning experience, and I hate metronomes, and but it was,
Don't we all?
yeah, it was fun. It was a blast.
That's something that needs to be capitalized on. Everybody needs to know that.
what
If you're going to record in the studio,
practice with
please
the
know how to play to metronome.
Metronome,
please.
yeah.
But writing, recording, and releasing this was the most challenging thing I've ever done in my life.
Well, aren't you glad it's over? Kind of. Now you have.
It's not over.
Now you have the
Under your
after.
belt.
Now it's like getting even more stressful, and
Right.
it's a great kind of stressful.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed to have the
Healthy stress.
Less the
It's
stress.
more healthy. Well, some of
It's-
it's unhealthy, but
Yeah.
there's some healthy stress in
But
there.
we'll see. And I don't know what tomorrow brings. So we'll
Speaking
see
of
what happens.
challenges,
I challenge you
I think we're gonna
to grab the sword out of the rock.
well, Arthur, put it down. But
I saw an ad for that stupid movie. Shit.
so I think we're gonna start something maybe
Almost.
today.
It's still in the rock.
Get to know more about Dylan. We're gonna play some rapid questions. I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions. You're gonna answer them
okay.
fast as possible.
Okay. How long do I have? Are we setting a
Oh
timer?
no, you're just gonna keep going, and I think we're gonna do. Let's do 10.
What
Okay.
should we call this? We need a title for
We're
it.
gonna
Jake's jabbing.
jab.
Jabbing Jake.
Jabbing with Jake. Actually,
Jabbing
no.
with Jake.
No.
Jab and Jake's Q&A.
This is
Ooh,
called.
Jake's
There you
cute.
go.
Well, jabbing.
This is called Jerome Pro
Ooh.
with the GoPro.
Jerome Pro.
All right, Jerome Pro, Jerome Pro. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, buckle your seatbelt real quick. All righty, here we
need to get
go.
this on film.
Okay, if you could buy any type of food right now, what would it be?
Pizza.
What color is your toothbrush?
Green.
If you could buy any animal right now, what would it be?
A giraffe.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah, I
what
like
is one
that.
thing that you put on your bucket list?
2 seconds.
Go to
3.
Iceland.
All right, favorite superhero? Superhero. I need to talk
Don't have
better.
one.
What?
Whoa. Favorite cartoon character?
Dill from the Rugrats.
Morning or night person?
Morning.
Ooh, okay. What annoys you the most?
People who eat chips loudly.
So you don't like the popcorn people in the movies either?
I don't like the Doritos people.
What would you do on Mars for fun?
Dance.
Ooh, what is your biggest addiction? Don't answer that.
I'm not answering that.
Cool. All right. What would you do with the last 15 minutes of fame?
Spend it all like Johnny Depp.
That's a great
Yes.
answer. What a thug.
And
yes.
last but not least, where can we find your E EP?
Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, SoundCloud, Tidal,
You did great.
Yeah.
Applause, everybody.
DylanRussellMusic.com.
Oh, wow, man.
That was great.
Good job, bro. Hey, yo, thanks again for coming with us.
Thank
Yeah,
you for having
thanks
me. It
again.
was a blast.
That was fun.
For sure.
Let's go drink some beer.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, guys. Sorry, we're going to have to leave you because we're going to drink
Eat
some beer.
nachos.
Mom.
Or margaritas.
I'm not driving.
Oh, boy.
I'll go for whatever.
This was Little Wrist Big Fist. Thank you to Amp Entertainment and Match Records. Shout out to all.
Shout out to and John, you want to close it out like you always do?
Yeah, don't swing.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.